if you're not rich right now, which is okay, what you're doing is you're doing what rich people do. I spent many years on the faculty at Syracuse University studying nothing but wealth. And one thing that we observed very clearly and without question is that the number one driver of whether or not a person is wealthy in America or not is whether or not they are participating in the stock market. So we ain't just talking about it, we are being about it. And I'm really happy that all these other people are starting to talk about these things. You can vote for whoever the hell you want to. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, independent, be whatever you want to be. But get that money right. Because if you go to the Democratic side, they need money in order to have power. If you go to the Republican side, they need money to have power. Everybody in America that wants to have real power in this country has to have some sort of financial resource that's going to back whatever set of beliefs that you happen to have. Whatever agenda you have, you got to have some financial backing in order to get that done. Singing and dancing and jumping up and down and marching and praying ain't never got the job done. So good. Let's keep talking about the wealth and let's not just do it because Trump is in office. I mean, why does that have to be our wake up call? Why does that have to be the cup of coffee that gets us up in the morning? Why does somebody have to be mean to us to get us to be nice to ourselves? Why do you have to be abused to learn how to love yourself? Why do you have to do that? Why would you choose fake love over real love anyway? Really, seriously, everybody's reacting crazy because he's in office and they done took this and they done killed the DEI and they done killed the jobs and he's a jerk and I don't I mean I hear you. So are you prepared? Are you proactive or reactive? That's a very important question for anybody who wants to be successful. The biggest question to ask yourself in the world is, are you proactive or reactive? Reactive people wait for something bad to happen and then they react. Oh my God. And then they don't even do nothing really. They just panic a lot. Right? They spend a lot of time swimming in cortisol, which is killing you, by the way, stressing you out, raising your blood pressure, right? Seriously, so you blend the cortisol with the fried chicken and then all the stress eating and stress spending and trauma responses. Then next thing you know, you're dying at the age of 50 because you don't know how to be at peace and content with the world, right? So the reactive don't do well in America. They start drowning and then they try to learn how to swim. Proactive people learn how to swim so they never have to worry about drowning. And that is a culture, that is a choice. So don't invest extra hard as a reaction to whatever you are seeing happening on Capitol Hill. Invest in a proactive fashion in case your politicians abandon you. Invest in a proactive fashion in case that corporation abandons you. Invest in a proactive fashion in case nobody comes to save you. You're all that you need. That's the message. Moving on. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some stats on buying the dip and why buying the dip is historically and statistically the best way to deal with stock market declines. When the market goes to a bear market, which I think is a 20% decline, I think that's the technical depth. Is it 10% or 20? I want to say it's 20%. That's a technical bear market. When that happens, it usually takes is it 20%? Thank you. It takes about 14 months typically for the market to recover. But that's an average. Sometimes it recovers very quickly. During the pandemic, I was stunned by how fast the market recovered. And I think it was because of all that stimulus. They pumped all that money in the economy, and I'd never seen that. The economy was on dope. And now you're sobering up from the pandemic stimulus, and it's going to be a little painful. But long term, there will be opportunities there. All right, so here's some stats. First of all, let's see. Here's one. It says, let's see here.